Hello everybody and welcome again to this new video of FreeCAD. In this video we are making a little bit complex example. We will design a full plan in which we will introduce both text and objects, okay? In this video we are somehow recollecting everything we have seen about making plans. So first of all, let's create our first sketch. For that, we go to Part Design, create a sketch, XY plane, and we create the region in which we will be working. If you, for example, are working with the Widboss Go, you can set the dimensions of this sketch. Let's make it, for example, 20 millimeters. Here it is. So, sorry, 200 millimeters. And 300 millimeters. Okay, this is more or less the building volume of the Widboss. So we create our solid, okay, of 2, 3, that's up to you. It will modify the printing time and the solidity of our part. So now we have here our map surface. So we will design a very simple house. We don't want to lose more time. We will make a path rounded by trees and we will insert some text to label the map. Other than the text, you could also include the blind people signs so that they can read what's written. So let's create a sketch. First of all, create the surface. We create a new sketch and let's make our drawing. Now we apply the constraints. So some of them must be vertical constraints. These ones, this vertical constraint, it says that some of them are already vertical. So we have to choose those who are not vertical. Let's see, this, and this. Let's make vertical. Okay, now the horizontal ones. This is the only one who is not horizontal. Okay, and then I won't do it this time because I don't want to lose too much time, but we can set up the width. And for example, this could have 2 inner rooms. We could make a wall here, a corridor. So you already know how to do this. You can make it as complex as you want, okay? Now, once we have that, we can extrude it. So we close, pad, for example, of 3 millimeters. It says it has a broken face. It's very useful that on the videos we have this kind of mistakes because you will have those mistakes also on your design. So let's see where this is open. Here it's not open. Here is also closed. Here it is. Okay, these 2 are not open. So we select both of them and tell it to be just 1 point. Now we close and we can make the path. And let's do, for example, 5 millimeters. Okay? And now we have here this kind of building, so to speak, in which we have the thing. Now, for remembering, we are setting a path surrounded by whatever we want, for example, columns in this case. So for that, we go to the draft workbench and we make the way we want. First of all, we select the surface in which we want to draw, and let's go and we make our thing here. Like this. Okay, and with the ESC keyboard we exit, and now let's make the other one. And now we want to place columns all over the side. So for that, we again go to the Part Design and insert a cylinder. on the cylinder, we can set the dimensions. In this case, radius is 2 millimeters, maybe a little bit bigger and maybe a little bit taller. And we duplicate it, edit, and duplicate selection. So first cylinder, first spline. Again, let's go to draft. Okay, and we make it through the path as much as we want, for example 10. Okay, next the other cylinder and the other path, and we make exactly the same and select 10. Okay, so our design now has this path surrounded by columns, and then you enter the room inside of which there are 2 spaces. So imagine that now you want to tag this map, and you want to tag it using the blind signals, the blind language, but you also want to tag it using the so to speak, the people who can see signs, so the normal language. We will see how to create text using Inkscape. Let's go. We are already inside of Inkscape, so let's select the text tool and let's write "This is a map." For example, see that you can modify the attributes of this. So for example, you can choose the font size, say 56 for example, or you could modify the font, italic, or other things. So now it's very important, before carrying this or exporting this to FreeCAD, to convert the text into a path, because FreeCAD can only extrude paths. So for that, selecting the text, we go to path and say object to path. So even if here we don't see any difference, this is not anymore a text, but it's a set of lines making a path. So we save as my text, for example, SVG, remember, plain SVG. This is very important because there are others like Inkscape SVG. We have to select plain SVG and save. And now we just go to FreeCAD and import my text SVG as geometry. So look at what has happened. This text is a lot of paths, because you have one path for each one of the parts of the text. So if you want to extrude them, what you can do is, for example, selecting all of them. Okay, I have selected all of them, and now going to part, I can say extrude. Along the normal is solid object, for example 3 millimeters. And now we have this, which is extruded. This, for example, instead of being an addition, should be a subtraction. So we can choose, let's see, the both parts, that is the A and the inner part, and make a subtraction. And for the subtraction, we must go to part design. Here it is. No, let's look for it, sorry. Here we are. And we make the subtraction. So we have the A with the hole. Again, we select the other A. Here it is. So first the external part, then the inner part, and we make the subtraction. And the same for the P. First the external part, then the inner part, and make the subtraction. So we have the whole text. If we join all of them together, we make the union of all of them, we have the text as an object, and we just need to move it in order to place it in the position that we want. Let's do it. Here it is. Okay, let's see how it's on the set position. We need to raise it a little bit. So on the placement, go to the position, the theta, and we raise it a little bit. Okay, and in this way we have already the text inside of our design. Okay, so this has been all for this video. You have remembered how to create a sketch on FreeCAD, how to create objects alongside a path, and how to import text from Inkscape. With this, you can already do thousands of things for the blind people. Thank you very much.